Your cat is looking at you right now, in this very moment, with that look. That look, calm, piercing, motionless, carries a history of 3,000 years. And the people who first saw that look built temples for it. They carved its name into stone. They wore its image around their necks for protection. And when a cat passed away, they would shave their eyebrows, out of pure grief. You might think that was just superstition. It was a different time. But here is something that most cat parents never truly understand. What the Egyptians knew about cats was not made up. It was observation. Thousands of years of patient, precise observation. And what they saw? Science is only just beginning to prove it today. In this story, you will discover why your cat didn't just become a simple pet. You will find out what your cat's look truly means in this exact moment. And by the end, you will understand why all of this affects you directly. Stay with me, because the most important part doesn't come at the beginning. Picture this: Egypt, 3,000 years ago, in the middle of the night. A grain silo, massive, filled with precious supplies. Rats are coming. Snakes are coming. Everything is in danger. And then, a cat arrives. Silent, precise, unstoppable. She hunts alone, without orders, without any reward. She doesn't protect the grain because someone told her to. She just does it, because it is her very nature. The Egyptians watched this, every single day, every single night, for generations. And they realized something that we have long forgotten. This cat didn't need a human to be complete. She was already complete. She was already perfect. That was the exact moment Egypt stopped seeing the cat as just an animal, but as something else entirely, something divine. And here comes the first thought that will keep you awake tonight. When your cat looks at you, is she really looking at you? Or is she looking right through you, at something only she can see? Think about it. You know exactly what moment I mean, right? You are sitting on the couch. Your cat is sitting across from you. Your eyes meet, and for a split second, you don't know who is watching who. Who is actually in control here? The Egyptians had a very clear answer to that. The goddess Batet had the face of a cat, and that wasn't by chance. Batet was the guardian of the home, of children, of health, of joy. She was protection and gentleness at the same time, power and tenderness in one being. Does that sound familiar? Your cat, purring softly against your leg. And 10 seconds later, totally independent, untouchable, aloof. That's not just a mood swing. That is biology. That is ancient nature. But here is something that many cat parents completely overlook. The Egyptians didn't worship cats because they were cute. They worshipped them because cats possessed something humans deeply desired. Complete self-control, absolute presence, an utter lack of fear in the dark. Your cat sleeps peacefully right through a thunderstorm. Your cat investigates the unknown, right where you would pull back. Your cat sits in the dark, without fear, without hesitation. And she has done so for thousands of years. Now you might be asking yourself, what does this have to do with my cat? Everything. Absolutely everything. Because the cat on your couch carries the exact same biology as the sacred cats of Egypt. The exact same senses, the same body language, the same inner world. In 2015, researchers at the University of Edinburgh measured something truly remarkable. Domestic cats are genetically almost identical to wildcats. Which means your cat is not really domesticated at all. Not like a tamed animal, not like livestock. Your cat has actively chosen to be near you. That is a massive difference, a difference the Egyptians understood perfectly. long before anyone ever built a modern laboratory. Your cat chooses you every single day, and that is no small thing. But why do cats even choose humans in the first place? What do they get from us that they can't find anywhere else? The answer to that will definitely surprise you. And it also explains why the Egyptians didn't just keep cats as pets. They lived with them as equals, and sometimes as subordinates. Stay with me, because this next part is where everything falls into place. Archaeologists found something very strange in Egypt. Cat mummies, millions of them. Not just wrapped up somehow, but with the exact same care given to pharaohs. With fine linen, with resin, with protective amulets between the bandages. That takes time. That takes money. That takes pure love. Why would anyone do all that for an animal? There are historians who say, it was a ritual, it was a duty, it was the law. But here is something that explanation completely misses. They also found tiny offerings in those graves, little mice, shaped out of clay. So the cat would have something to hunt in the afterlife. That is not a duty. That is grief. That is affection. That is true love. And we know this exact kind of love. You know it too. That moment when your cat is sleeping and you try to be quiet. When you walk into your home and immediately look for where she is. When you are sick and she lies right next to you, without even being called. That is the exact same connection, 3,000 years old, and still alive today. But now I want to show you something that goes even deeper. The Egyptians had a specific word for the cat, meow. Meow, almost like a meow, as if the cat carries its own name within itself. And this name was sacred. It was spoken with deep reverence. Just imagine that, a name so closely tied to the very soul of the being it describes. Your cat still makes this exact sound today. Meow, but, and this surprises many, only for you. Adult cats do not meow at each other. They meow exclusively to communicate with humans. That is no coincidence. This is a language that your cat has invented just for you. For you personally, for the two of you alone. The Egyptians observed this, and they interpreted it perfectly. This cat is talking to us, not in obedience, not begging, but as an equal, at eye level. And here is the moment where many cat parents will feel this in their hearts. How often have you talked to your cat as if she could understand every word? How often has she answered with a slow blink, and you knew exactly what it meant? That is not your imagination. That is real communication. A genuine, deep, mutual language between two souls. And the Egyptians called that divine, and they were right. Now comes what I mentioned right at the very beginning. The secret that you will finally understand by the end of this video. The Egyptians didn't worship cats despite their indifference. They worshipped them precisely because of their indifference. Because a cat never, ever loses her dignity. Never. Other animals beg. Other animals obey. A cat decides. And in a world full of pure chaos, the Egyptians were looking for exactly that. A being that cannot be controlled, that cannot be forced into submission, but one that still chooses to stay right by your side. That is divinity. That is the true spirit of Batet. And your cat on the couch, the one looking away right now as if you were thin air, she is showing you that exact same quality. Every single day, you are living with a little goddess. Or a little god, depending on your cat. But here is something that even the most passionate cat lovers don't know. This worship in ancient Egypt wasn't a free choice. It was the absolute law. Anyone who killed a cat, even completely by accident, faced the death penalty. The death penalty for an animal. That sounds extreme, but think about it for just a second. The cat protected the harvest, and the harvest ensured the survival of the people. Whoever kills the cat slowly kills the entire nation. The Egyptians clearly saw the connections that remained hidden from everyone else. And they called this clarity the divine wisdom of the cat. Even today, this can be proven. Cats reduce the rat population in cities by up to 40%. Fordham University in New York confirmed this, and the Egyptians knew it without any laboratory. They watched, they learned, and they honored what they couldn't fully understand, but clearly recognized. This is no small legacy. It is a living, breathing connection that has never been broken to this day. And now, look at your cat. She carries the legacy of 3,000 years of history. Tell us in the comments, what is your cat doing right now as you listen to this? Your cat has always known who you truly are. Maybe it's time you knew it too.